our sponsor stuff. Well done, sir. Evening, everybody. We should be live now. We're live any second. We're about to go start the show. Extreme geocaching tonight, guys. If you've done or have placed or have seen an extreme geocache, give us a call. 808-468-7924, 808 got swag. It's a discussion night tonight, boys and girls. Let's hear from you. 808 got swag. Look at Chad wearing our sponsor shirts. Good job, buddy. Look at you.
Yay.
Jesse wore hers last week. May,
two weeks ago.
What'd you say? May spontaneously. What is it? With
Talk about geocaching.
with Taz 42. Why not? Why didn't you put? I know you debated putting Chaz on there. I don't think
I didn't. I didn't for a second. I mentally went to the back of my head and was like, "Yeah, there's no way in hell."
No way in hell you're putting Chaz.
That's right. I'm Taz 427. You can come up to me during an event and call me Chaz. I'll respond. But as far as what's going on my shirt, it's Taz.
Look, I got Cassie. Oh, I got a Cassie mug here. I'm sponsoring. I got a sponsor's mug right there. There you go. Look, we're all about the sponsor. We are all about the sponsors tonight.
Not me.
Not Jess.
I'm slacking. I
Cash.
got my water.
You got your water. You got no coffee tonight, Jesse?
Nah, not tonight.
All right. But I think we should be good to go. Hey, everybody in the chat room, how you guys doing? Extreme geocaching tonight. Again, if you've done one, let me hear about it. 808-468-7924, 808 got swag.
We got the geocaching vlogger in the chat room tonight.
We've been graced with the geocaching vlogger. Wow.
He did my one and only cache in Brazil.
Yes,
He went down there just to do that one. I'm sure.
He's the only person who's done. Is he the only person who's done it?
Nah, there's the person who has the most geocaching finds in the world has done it.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see, Alamogo. There's some. I'm not even going to go there.
Okay.
But yeah, there's been quite a few. I know quite a few people from my area that have gone down there and done it.
Oh, nice. Maybe I'll get there and do it. Maybe someday, perhaps, probably not, but you never know.
So I'm waiting on the geocaching vlogger's video on it. I've been catching up on his videos. His last couple in Germany have been pretty spectacular.
Pretty spectacular.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
I'm learning German.
Jess, give me a quick sound check. Make sure you're okay.
Sound check. I will talk into the mic.
Thank you.
I think. No promises.
Okay. Hey, Aussie. Hey, see my shells up there. What's up, buddy? Is it like nighttime for you? All right, I'm gonna start this show. We are recording. We are recording. All right, here we go. In 3, 2, 1.
You wanna know how to find it. Seek it out when they hide it. You know it's in the bag when it's an easy grab. But come on, take a chance now. So go, geocache. And if you need help, we're right there in a flash. If you got a question, just call in and ask. Uncover the stash on the Geocaching Podcast. The Geocaching Podcast.
Welcome, everybody. It is Wednesday. It is 8:30, which means that it is once again time for the Geocaching Podcast. My name is Scott Burks. I have Shorty Nits manning the phones, and please welcome to my virtual left, my co-host, Jazz 427.
Howdy, y'all. Are you ready for some extreme caching?
That's right, my old friend, because tonight's episode is 577, recorded live on August 21st, 2019, and it is the Extreme Caching Discussion. Phone lines are open, guys. Give us a call, 808-468-7924. That is 808-GOT-SWAG. Let's hear about your extreme caching adventures, kids. I know everybody's got one. Everybody's done at least one, where you look and you go, what the hell am I doing? And then you know you never do it again. So everybody's done one. So let's hear it, guys. 808-468-7924. This is a discussion show, kids. Let's hear about it. Meanwhile, Chad, before we do that, Chad, we got to talk about Patreon. You know, Chad, Jesse and I took a ton of video over the last couple weeks. For the next 3 weekends in a row, patrons are getting new videos, new out and about snippets for the next 3 weeks. We've loaded it up.
We found some cool places we wanted
been
to
some
share.
really cool places to share with you guys. Meantime, it costs a lot of money to make this podcast work. We could really use your guys' help. Obviously, bills got to get paid and all that. Costs a lot of money to have the call-in feature, to now have StreamYard. All that costs money, guys. So anything you can would be appreciated. We love our subscribers. We love our new subscriber, Chad. We have got NP Glenn out of Mechanicsville, Virginia.
Ooh.
Did you ever hear of Mechanicsville, Virginia?
Yeah, that's outside of Richmond. That's
Outside
that's NASCAR country.
Yeah, I don't. Is it Jesse? Ever been there?
Yeah.
Probably not.
No.
Or I was real young, maybe.
But MP Glenn, hey, you know what? He's not, Chad. He's not a Gold Star sponsor. He is a Gold Star Plus sponsor. He went above and beyond the Gold Star.
Awesome.
You gotta respect that. He sent me an email, said, "Hey, love the show, appreciate it so much, thank you so much." And I said, "Hey, buddy, thank you." The guy's like a crazy casher. So we appreciate his support. And as you see, Aussie Geocacher says, love our patron feeds. Thank you, sir. We appreciate that. See, there's a patron. Very happy with all the videos and the audio that he gets each and every month. So, guys, if you can, give us anything you can. Patreon.com, patreon.com/the Geocaching Podcast.
All right. Tonight's show is brought to you by Cachly. Cachly is an advanced geocaching app for iOS. It features powerful online and offline features, including filtered searches, offline maps, and offline saving of caches. Cachly has hundreds of advanced features that will make your geocaching experience just that much better. Get more information at cachly.com. That's CACHLY.com.
I'm actually drinking out of my Cachly mug right there. That's me supporting our sponsors right there. Check that out. Chad.
Awesome.
We are also sponsored by Logwork. Logwork are the creators of the fantastic logbook made with genuine write-in-the-rain paper. The logbook's designed for the micro-containers of the present and future. Geared towards the hider who would rather go caching than do cache maintenance. Find them at logwork.com. That's LOGWERK.com.
It's also brought to you by FTF Geocacher Magazine. FTF Geocacher is the magazine for geocachers written by geocachers. With 6 issues a year, FTF offers practical advice, instant tips, cacher bios and milestones, geocaching events, trail tales, and all things geo-related. I'm stumbling at the end.
Oh, it's going to get worse.
Find them at ftfgeocacher.com. That's ftfgeocacher.com. And just in case you don't know how to spell FTF or geocacher.
And by the Max Suds Body Company. Max Suds Body Company makes handmade bath and body products from all natural oils and butters. Items such as Poison Be Gone soap, itch spray, and 2-cent choices of bug spray. All great for outdoor enthusiasts like geocachers. At Max Suds Body, we have you covered from head to toe. Find them at maxsudsbody.com. MACSUDSBODY.com.
And by Practical Geocaching. Practical Geocaching sells utility items for geocaching. Our items are made in the USA, and we always provide free shipping. Find them at practicalgeocaching.com. That's PRACTICAL geocaching.com.
And Chad, as of a few days ago, we are now sponsored by pathtags.com, sir.
Woo-hoo.
Yes, pathtags.com. For all your swag and path tag needs, visit the website to get creative help to trade or log tags or to purchase your own personalized path tags. With monthly specials and over 39,000 tags to collect, pathtags.com is everything you need to start your path tag obsession. Visit them at pathtags.com. That's PATHTAGS.com. And Chad, for the month of August 2019, use the code GCPC throughout the month and get an extra 12% bonus tags with your order. So thank you, pathtags.com, to become a patron. We love, not a patron, a sponsor of this show. So happy to have you. Thank you so much. Guys, 12% bonus tags, GCPC, through the month of August.
And you also get glow in the month of August
glow
as well.
Yes, and you could stack them too, which is the best part.
Yeah, and I put my order in. So finally, all of our August shows are sponsored by Art Ed Crafted. Art Ed Crafted creates unique geocaching themed tees and custom designs for you or your group, with adult sizes ranging from small to 5XL. Mine's somewhere in the middle. If you have an idea for a shirt design and cannot find it, they'll come. You've come to the right place. Please give us the opportunity to show you how we can enhance your geocaching experience with your own custom design. Visit them at artedcrafted.com. That's ARTEDCRAFTED.com.
And for the month of August, you can get your caching name added to any shirt we have for free by using the coupon code GCPC at checkout. Chad, that's a $5 savings. Show them your back, Chad. If you're watching this, look at that. Chad got his name on his back. Chad, did you get charged anything for that, sir?
No, sir.
Free of charge. Very nice. Looks, that's awesome, dude. So as always, you can find links to all our sponsors in our show notes. Nice looking shirt there, Chad. Well done.
Oh,
sir.
yeah. So I may spontaneously talk about geocaching during the show.
Oh, fair enough. I certainly hope so. Meanwhile, Chad, we've got some mail here in the mailbag.
I got mail. Yay! I got mail. Yay!
We got email from BMars7391. He I guess last week we were talking about bad coordinates. I think Jesse mentioned one about bad coordinates. And he says he's got his beat with GC8C30M, a sometimes pond. And he writes, got second to find on this one. Coordinates are, get this, Chad, 60 miles off.
Yep.
60 miles off. The description tells you exactly where it was located. They entered 38 for the North Chords instead of 39. Oh Lord, 60 miles. I had like a couple hundred feet, and I thought that was far.
A friend of mine got one that was over 100 miles off, and it was.
100 miles. Did he FD? And he FDF?
And he FDF'd it. It was another one like this where they got the digit wrong.
Oh,
in the degrees. So that's severe.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy, dude. So I thought that was kind of funny. So thank you, B Mars, so much for your email. That's pretty impressive. Unfortunately, Jesse's manning phones because the phone lines are heating up. So people want to talk about extreme geocaching. So we will get to the phones in a minute. But meanwhile, Chad, tonight's show, sir, extreme geocaching. Chad, have you ever done extreme geocache?
One or two.
Okay. Well, let's talk about what is an extreme geocache, Chad. Extreme geocaching can be many different things to many different people. It really depends on how much risk you're willing to take. Basically, it's taking geocaching to the next level. Chad, how much of a risk taker are you?
I kayak with gators.
You kayaked with you sick man. You kayaked with you legit saw gators?
Oh yeah, I kayak. I literally paddle right over the top of where they were. You see them about 100. When they get about 100 feet away, they sink below the water, and then when you get about 100 feet past them, they pop right back up.
That's insanity.
I pulled in where one was. This one made me nervous. One was probably about 20 feet away when I was grabbing the cache. And, they usually don't attack humans, but it's still, it's
gator people getting mauled by gators. Though that never happens. Yeah.
That's usually a here, hold my beer situation.
So meanwhile, extreme geocache, usually a cache that requires you to have the correct gear and know how to use it. Failure in doing so can possibly cause severe harm and even death, Chad. Even death. Extreme geocaching, it's really about knowing your limits. Sometimes you'll be taken to places far off the beaten path, and the only way to be sure you can successfully reach the cache and return is to know what you are capable of and what you're doing. So key word here, know your limits. And it's funny because we have a story for that. Jesse has a story. Jesse, what happened to us the other day? The other day.
We knew our limits.
I knew my limits, dude. So Chad, I walk up on this cache. And the funny thing about it is I'm going to pull him in here right here. Ladies and gentlemen, we have got Wheels 00. Hello, Wheels. How are you, sir?
What's going on, all?
So I'm bringing you in early here because I'm going to tell this story and you're a part of it in some way. So me and Jesse are in we are in Central Illinois and we go to this cache that's like a 4-1, I think it was, Jesse.
And we went there on Wheels' suggestion.
Yes,
right, because he knew that we were in the area, and he says you got to go to this cache. Bring your ladder. And it's a 1-4.
So what it is, guys, it's a pole. It's a metal pole, about 20, 25 feet in the air, I'm guessing. Wheels, would you agree with that, if not taller?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, and then maybe about 15 feet up, rungs start. You could rungs to climb. So you have to put the ladder up 12 feet. I have a 12-foot ladder, extendable ladder. I bring the ladder up there, and then I have to reach out to the lungs. Well, I get up there, and I'm like, hell no, am I reaching on those rungs? Because I just don't trust the ladder. And I'm again, keywords here, know your limits. I was like, nope, not happening. And I came down. Jesse's like, let me try. She goes up there. She didn't even get all the way up there. She's like, nope, not me either. But Wheels did. But Wheels did it. Didn't you do it, Brett? You did that cache.
Yeah, and I did it without a ladder.
You did not.
So, I didn't have a ladder. I had no idea that you needed a ladder because it was a 4. So I didn't think you needed a tool. So I just kind of went up to it. And so, if I recall correctly, around the base of that tower is there was like cement blocks and stone and large blocks of like cement or stone and stuff like that.
Yes.
So I actually stacked 2 of those on top of each other.
Oh God.
And then I was able to use the tree. There's like a tree kind of, I want to say next to it. So I was able to kind of use the tree to stabilize and get up to the first rung and then climb up,
dude, the first
sign
rung,
in.
The first rung is like 15 feet up there.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah.
So
it was actually harder getting down because I was afraid that I would miss a step and end up like crashing down to the earth.
Well, that was my problem.
Without a ladder.
My problem is that like I think I could do it, honestly. The problem is that like the ladder was sliding on the pole. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't stabilize the ladder.
Yep.
And so
I was trying to hold it, and there's no way if it started to swing that like I could catch it. There's no way.
So
right.
My fear was if God forbid I fall. And you remember there's that big cement thing. So I'm not falling to the ground. I'm hitting that cement thing and then tumbling off of that. So my fear is
you're ending up bloody and damaged.
And the thing was, guys, is that like it was a good 400-foot hike into woods to get to it. So no ambulance is driving out there. There's no ambulance coming to save me. So it's one of those. So it's one of those like so.
You could have thrown Jessie up to the first rung. Just throw her up there.
So I took a pass on it. I knew my limit. I know my limits. I've done a lot of stupid things over the past 11 years that I've cached, but I know my limits, and that was not it. So, Wheels 00, you got a story about your own personal safety, extreme geocaching. Let me hear.
Yeah. So actually, the funny thing is, I actually totally forgot about how stupid of a climb that one was. So I appreciate you bringing back fine memories like that. But yeah. As I was thinking about the topic, I had texted you guys about one that I had done. I climbed a 50-foot up a old farmer's windmill, and I kind of was like, well, it was extreme because it was 50 feet up, and you fall, you die. But I never was in question of that. But I started thinking about one that was near home that we ended up FTFing. So it's in Chevalier Woods, which is about 2 miles from my house. And the GC number is 2R as in Robert 9 Robert Alpha. And it's only a 3.5. So we really didn't think much about it. MGB and Early met me out at Chevalier Woods. We walked out there thinking it's a 3.5. It's a tree climb, no big deal. Sure. And then we see the cache. So it's a bison about 20, I want to say between 20 and 25 feet up in the middle of 3 trunked tree. Or maybe they were slightly different trees. I don't know. But we didn't have a ladder with us. It was the FTF. So we kind of took stock. And then I just decided, well, use science and leverage. So I had my back against the tree trunk that had the cache on it, my right foot on the second tree trunk, and my left foot on the third tree trunk, which was actually kind of to my left and kind of behind me a little bit. So I just kind of used pressure and inched my way up to the cache. And of course, as you get higher, the tree kind of starts separating, gets a little bit further apart, so you have to extend yourself out a little bit. I got to the point where I could, quote unquote, safely reach up and grab the container, which was the bison, and it was screwed into or attached to the tree, so I couldn't just grab the thing like on a hook. I had to unscrew it blind because it was above my head
and hold on.
And then no, I wasn't holding on. I was using the pressure between my legs and my back, and that's it. I wasn't holding on to any tree.
That's just stupid.
And so I dropped it down for those guys to sign in. So we got the FTF, and then the fun part was they had to throw it back up to me. So I had to catch it and maintain the tension on my legs. I will tell you that my quads were shaking. I was pouring sweat just from the effort to maintain stability in the tree. But then of course I had to blind screw the bison back together
and climb,
and then lower myself down. And if one foot slips, you're dropping about 20 feet down into the center of a tree. So.
Ouch.
I would say that was about my most extreme geocache, because that was one of those that you like, if you fall, there's nothing saving you.
And how have people gotten it since you? Obviously you got the FTF, but that can't be the
ladders.
Ladder. Okay, so it is ladders.
No, everybody goes in with a ladder. Nobody. I think I might have heard one other person trying to climb it.
Wow, that's which one? What's that called?
Oh, that one was called This Place Needs a Bison.
I don't think I ever got that one. I don't recall.
It is not a 3.5 terrain. It is. I to be honest, it's either a 4.5 if you're going to go without, or it's a 5. And I would highly recommend. Nobody ever does it without a ladder.
Who put it out?
I wouldn't go back to do it without a ladder.
Who put that out?
Shenanigan. Remember Shenanigan?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I do. Yes.
Yeah. He's kind of from the Villa Park area.
Yes, I do. Yes.
So
right.
yeah, and I don't know why he put a cache in Chevalier Woods. It's nowhere near his house. Maybe he was caching the area and decided to put that cache in my area. So.
All right. Well, thank you, sir. I appreciate the story. Very nice.
You got it.
That's a good
fun.
That is extreme geocaching, sir. Well played. Well done. All right, we will talk soon, sir. Thank you so much.
All right, thanks, y'all. Cheers.
All right, Chad. And so anyway, a extreme geocache, usually very high in terrain and difficulty. Usually, most times, like Wheels just said, a 3.5, and something like that should go higher. And it can, but again, that can vary from place to place. So something that's a 5 here might not be a 5 in Colorado. Something along if it's a hiking one or something along those lines. So even so place to place or even country to country. I mean, I guess it could vary there. If you're in some place like Switzerland, I'm sure it's the DTs are very different as well.
Yeah, my experience with tree climbers is there's two different types of challenges. One is a climbing, and then another is a balancing act. So in Texas, we have a lot of oak trees and stuff with these big long arms that go out vertically. Well, then they thin down, and when you're out there on the thin down part and you're trying to walk on these things are literally bouncing up and down a couple of feet while you're trying to walk on them, and you run out of limbs to grab and stabilize yourself on the side, and you get down and you're shimmying out there. And I've had a couple where it would be a good 25 feet drop down to the ground and hard ground if you slid off, and those are very scary.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, I got some scary. Chad, we're going to go from that to tree climbs. We're going to go all the way to Rockford, Michigan, to Merlin 1392 with scuba caching. Hello, Merlin. How you doing, sir?
Hi, great guys. Nice to be on the show.
Thank you.
Long-time listener, first-time caller.
Yeah, well, thank you so much, sir. Thank you for calling in. You found a scuba cache diving in Honduras, and I'm going to save this one for you to tell, this last one, because you have two stories. Tell us about scuba diving in Honduras.
Well, it was a really fun trip. We went out in October of 2017. It was the end of the dry season. except that Mother Nature decided to bring the rainy season in early. So out in the Gulf of Mexico is this tropical storm that's forming. It's trying to figure out where it's going to go. It's trying to figure out where it wants to hit the U.S. mainland. And we're diving around the island there, and we're moving around the island based on the way the storm is.
Mm-hmm.
So it's Thursday. We're scuba diving, number one. So dying is real easy if you run out of air too deep. We've got wind. We've got rain coming sideways. We have lunch on this little island resort, and there's literally 5 inches of water on the island that we have to walk through to get to the dock where we can get to the boat. And there's 2 groups that want to go out to do some diving in the afternoon. My buddy and I were debating whether we would go or not. And we had somebody come up at lunch and say, hey, I don't want to go out diving. The other group is going out. Are you guys going back? And we, at that point, decided, no, we're not going back. Somebody's going out. We're going out.
Sure.
So we said, sorry. As we wade through the water, get to the dock, get to our boat, I see that the leader of their group is talking with the dive masters, and they're like, no, we're not going out. It's too bad. So I turned to my buddy and I said, okay, now we got to go because we're the only 2 stupid enough to go out in a tropical storm.
To go scuba diving in a tropical storm? Yeah, that's probably that's not smart. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that was the bonus of the story.
Yeah.
So I knew where we wanted to go. There's a cache called the Prince Albert, and it's not in the ocean. It actually landed in the kind of the inlet as you get between these 2 islands into a cove. I looked at the dive master. He looks at me and he goes, are we going out? I said, sure. The dive master frowns. The boat captain smiles because he knew we wanted to go out. I said, here's what we're going to do. We're going to go to this boat. We're going to dive. We're going to find this geocache. We're going to sign it. We're going to get the hell out of here.
Right.
And so he said, okay, great. The first 15 feet of water, we can't see anything. There's so much runoff. There's so much silt in the water, and it's freezing cold.
Sure.
We drop down below 15 feet, and it's a little bit murky, and I start looking around the boat. It's supposed to be in one of these holes, so it's inside the boat. Well, I start looking in all of them, and I'm going as fast as I possibly can because we don't want to be in the water anymore, and we have to be. Finally, the dive master signals me and says, and points, and I see this ammo can on the boat. And I'm like, aha, okay, there it is. Opened it up, pull the logbook out, sign it. The total dive lasted 10 minutes. And we got back on the boat. Now we had to unmoor the boat and get it back to shore in the driving rain in the tropical storm. So it was the most fun I've ever had scuba diving for a geocache.
And was that, out of curiosity, was it a 5.5?
Yes.
Okay, good.
All scuba caches that I know of are 5.5s.
Well, that's pretty insane, dude. I don't think I would do that. Do you have kids, Merlin, out of curiosity? Do you have children?
I do have children. They're grown now, though, so they don't care if the dad.
So you can die then. I can't die. I can't die yet. I can't
Right.
die until my kids are grown. So maybe that's why. Maybe I'll take more chances as I get
I'm
older.
sure they prefer I don't die, but they could.
Well, they might not care that much, but you know. Okay. And the second story I'm saving, I want you to tell me. I'm not going to give it away. What is your second story? Because this is insane, guys. Chad, wait till you hear this. Go ahead.
Okay, so I have 31 total hides to my name.
Yes.
15 are non-event caches.
Mm-hmm.
8 of those are placed at 15 feet or lower in the water.
So you have 8 hides underwater.
Yes.
Are those all in? That's insane.
All five fives.
Oh, wow.
There's 3 of them down in your neck of the woods. The town I couldn't come up with when we met was Kankakee.
Oh, sure. Yes. I know Kankakee very well.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's where they have sauce
So
buns.
Sauce buns,
They
yeah.
have fantastic sauce buns at a place called Yanaki's.
Oh, I haven't been there.
Totally.
I go to the quarry every year. There's a dive quarry there where divers go. I had to get special permission because it is a private place, but it's a haven for scuba divers that go there. I have 3 caches placed there.
Really? I don't even know how to scuba dive. So, I don't think I'll ever find it.
Well, I teach it. It's a blast.
Oh, no, I'm willing to learn. I like to swim. I just never went scuba diving before. I don't know. I can't. When I was a kid and I used to go underwater because I grew up with a pool, and I would be underwater for a minute almost. When I was in shape, and I would start hearing the Jaws theme and start freaking myself. I'd get in my head, and I was a pool. I can't even imagine being in, like regular water. I don't know. I can't imagine scuba diving. Like it's just so silent. And stuff like that. I think I'd get my own
that's
head.
what's so great about it.
I would get in my head.
It is silent. And
I don't know, Chad. I couldn't do it. Chad, do you think you could do it?
Oh yeah.
Have you
I've attempted to get PADI certified twice, and both times I got an inner ear infection before my open dive.
Oh no.
So, but yeah, I would love to scuba dive. So
I have really bad ears too. Jesse can attest to this. I have ear issues constantly.
Oh yeah.
I have really bad ears. So I don't know. Jesse, have you never scuba dived? Have you? I don't think.
No, I barely
You have some
swim.
life I don't know about.
well, nowadays I got these inserts I think put in the ear that will still allow it to change pressure, but keep the bacteria out. And once my son's off to college, I plan on trying to get certified again.
Guys, again, anybody else got stories? 808-468-7924. Merlin, thank you so much, sir. Hey, guys, Merlin, tell us what else you do. Because Merlin, guys, in a couple of weeks, we're going to have a show. And Merlin's going to be on the show. Because Merlin, what did you do? Tell everybody what you did. Give them a quick little peek. What did you do in Michigan?
okay, the sneak peek.
Yep,
I'm part of a team from the Michigan Geocaching organization, MyGo, and it wasn't me, but me and a very team of dedicated individuals from the Michigan DNR and MyGo put together a massive geo tour in the state of Michigan.
And it is
We have
massive.
100 caches located throughout the state at 93 of the state parks.
It is every state park in Michigan has got one. It's pretty impressive. We're going to be talking about it, and we're going to have Merlin back on the show to talk about it in a few weeks. But Merlin, thank you so much
All
for
right,
calling
see you in a few
buddy.
weeks, guys.
I will.
You very
Thank
much.
you so much for calling. That's a great story, buddy. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. So,
All right,
Chad,
bye.
thank you. So, Chad,
Mhm.
that is an extreme cache
Right.
in a tropical storm.
In a tropical storm. I think I've had plenty of experience with tropical storms, and I wouldn't be scuba diving with the tropical storm. No.
Well, I got one more scuba diving one for you here, Chad. I have got Georgia on the line. Po-Ann, hello. Are you there?
Hey, Scott, how are you?
How are you? So, Po-Ann.
Good. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for calling in. So, is it Po-Ann? Am I right? Is it Po-Ann or Po-Ann?
Po-Ann. You're right. I wish I had a better name, but it's like my last name is Poe, like Edgar Allan Poe, and then my first name is Ann, and it just kind of, it is what it is. I don't have a cool geo nick like I wish I did.
Mine's Scott Bergs. Don't feel bad. I have the most boring name in
Okay.
geocaching, so don't feel bad at all.
Definitely the most boring name.
So tell me about you recently went scuba diving. Tell me about your experience at the scuba diving cache.
I did. It was actually a special cache for me. It was my 20,000th find, and I wanted to do
20,000.
Wow.
something super
Congrats.
special.
Wow.
And so there was a virtual in Tennessee called the Deep Dam Cache, and I decided to try to do that one for my 20,000th find, and it worked out. It was a great day, a great experience.
I'm assuming you're certified in scuba diving, correct?
I am. It's kind of a weird situation because I had not been scuba diving since I was, probably high school, which was a few years ago, a long time ago. And this particular dive I'd heard anywhere from 1 foot to 5 foot visibility. And so I knew that I couldn't let that be my re-entry back into the diving world. So I actually moved to Bristol for the week and stayed in a hotel, and there was a dive master there that met with me every day and helped me with low visibility dives and just kind of a refresher of my open water, and then helped with the low visibility. And it was fabulous. It was really kind of a unique thing because back in gosh, I think 2014 maybe, I had actually written a note on that cache page for the deep dam dive cache
Right.
to say that I really wanted to do it, and I never got it. And so it was just kind of a neat thing that it was my 20,000th that I was able to make it happen.
Mm-hmm. Wow, that's pretty impressive. And so you got, I'm assuming you got it. I'm assuming you everything went okay.
I did. It was there were 9 people, I believe, and I have to check the cache page, but I believe 9 people had found it before. I think the cache has been out since 2004, so it's not found very often. It's extremely cold once you get down below the thermocline, and I think it was 52 degrees the day that we dove. And we had hoods and everything, and we made it happen. It was pretty cool, and pretty cool, pun intended, right? It was freezing. It was so cold. But yeah, there were actually 6 of us that dove that day, and every one of us made it down. It took a couple of tries for some, but we all made it, and now we're here to tell about it. It's just a really neat story. I think it would be one of my most favorite dives and my most favorite cache ever.
Oh, sure. I mean, especially being your 20,000. I mean, that's impressive already, let alone going for a 5.5 for your 20,000 is always pretty cool, you know, and getting out of your comfort zone, so to speak, as well, you know, to get it. Right.
Exactly. And you mentioned that when you were talking about taking a class that you kind of hear the Jaws theme.
Right.
I had an event that I scheduled for right after the dive. In case I didn't get it, I could at least, I think the event was called something like Welcome to 20,000 or 20,001, depending on if I'm successful, because I wanted to have that. So there was actually a bunch of people there, and a friend of mine actually brought his trombone and played the Jaws theme as we were moving out.
Awesome.
It was pretty cool. Yeah. And then as soon as we came up and we surfaced, he played Another One Bites the Dust on his trombone. It was pretty sweet.
Very nice. That's awesome. That is awesome, Po-Ann. Thank you so much. And you're out of Georgia, right?
Yeah, in Georgia. So you guys coming this way for going caching?
Chad, I'm
I am.
So listen to me. If you see Chad, you got to scream Chaz at the top of your lungs. Okay.
I'll do it.
Okay,
I'll do it.
No, Jesse and I can't make it. We have young kids in school. We can't. It's right in the middle of school. We can't get out there. So someday, trust me, we'll get out there.
Yeah.
But
they'll grow up faster than you realize.
Oh no, trust me, they're getting old pretty quick. So we're almost there. We're like right there. So we're almost there. So
yeah,
a couple of years. But
awesome.
Thank you so much for calling in, Po-Ann. I appreciate it. Congratulations on that 20,000. That's an awesome cache. Thank you for sharing your story with us. It's really appreciated.
Yeah, I went to the page and went to the cache page and pulled up some of the images there, and you can see if you're watch the video or watching live right now. You can see how murky the water is there for scuba diving, huh?
Is that the picture I'm seeing right now?
Yeah.
That's a picture of one of the pictures of the cat or someone in the water.
Yeah, that's pretty
doing the cache.
That's pretty thick water right there. Is what that is. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. When we went down, it was we actually had about 3 feet visibility until we got down past the thermocline, and then it opened up, and it was about, I think we had about 8 feet, maybe 10. So it was not as bad as I thought it would be, but getting down to there was, I held on to my dive master pretty tight. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, thank you so much for calling in, Po-Ann. We appreciate it very, very much. Thank you for sharing your story with us.
No problem. You guys have a great night.
All right,
Bye-bye.
We'll talk to you soon. Thank you. Chad. So really quickly before we still got callers coming in here, but how to prepare, Chad, to prepare for it.
Oh yeah.
Bring the correct gear and make sure the gear works, Chad. You want to make sure the gear works. You just don't want to just bring gear.
Sometimes you need flashlights, and you better make sure not only is the battery in the flashlight works, but you have a backup battery in there as well. So things that can run out of power that you need, make sure that you got backup power.
That's right. Read the cache description very, very carefully. Super important to read that cache description. Know what you are getting into. Read, and Jesse likes to do this. Read all the cache logs.
Oh yeah.
People love to give hints and give stuff away, especially if it's a 5.5 or extreme geocache.
I try to avoid reading the cache logs until I'm stumped.
Oh no, at 5.5 you're stumped. You're gonna die. What are you talking about?
Not necessarily.
Okay, and then we've got one more thing. Remember, it is just a game. Always say to yourself, is it worth it, Chad? Is it worth it? Is it worth risking your life? I have young children. It's hard.
It depends upon the odds of loss of life.
Yeah.
I have done caches where there definitely was possibility of loss of life, but the odds were extremely low. When the odds got, there's been a couple where I've said, no way, where the odds are just too great, at least for me, that I'm going to lose my life. I mean, there's these caches over in Europe where they're crossing halfway across a bridge girder, several hundred feet outside of a bridge girder, that if they fall, they're falling to their death, literally.
Oh,
and those are, even though the bridge girder's got about a foot wide on the I-beam. No, there's no way in hell I'm doing that.
No, I mean, I did a couple of extreme geocaches. Well, I consider extreme geocaches. I did a cache called Tunnel It. It was a 5.5, came out in 2010. It was a quarter mile into storm drains, the cache.
Yep.
A quarter mile. We actually got the FTF on it. Me and a group of people got the FTF. And what's amazing is 150 people found it before the town it was in got word of it. Word the cache was there, and then it was shut down immediately. I mean, it was in a storm drain. Luckily, nobody was ever killed in it, God forbid. But we walked, dude, a quarter mile, man. I mean, in the storm drains, dude.
I walked one over a quarter mile into one where the cache was only about 700 feet in.
Yeah.
When I heard the cars crossing over the road above me, I realized I went way too far in.
Right. So okay. So really quick, we have got good Chad.
Mm-hmm.
Chad.
Yeah.
We have got Joshua, the geocaching vlogger.
Hey.
Joshua,
what's up, Geocaching Podcast?
Hey, Joshua.
Hey.
How you doing, sir?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you guys?
Are you back in the States, I'm assuming now?
I'm back. I'm back from Brazil and Argentina and Paraguay. It was a trip of a lifetime.
So thank you so much for wearing your Geocaching Podcast shirt when you found the Ape Cache. That was much appreciated, sir. Thank you so much.
Yeah, he sends me a text message. So Scott sends me a text message with you holding my cache up, and it's like, look, Joshua got the Ape Cache. I was like, that's not the Ape Cache. That's my Where I Go.
Yeah.
Well,
that was cool.
Yeah, it was pretty cool to find your cache in Brazil. Never thought that would happen.
That alone right there is an extreme cache. Just the Ape Cache alone.
I know, right?
Yeah.
But you've
that's
got
an extreme experience.
You've got a different story for us.
Okay, so while we're on the topic of Brazil, so for those of you who don't know, I went down a couple weeks ago down to Brazil to do the Ape Cache. And by the way, I want to thank the Geocaching Podcast, and I want to thank you, Taz, because I re-listened to the old episode where you detailed your trip to the
a couple years ago,
the Ape Cache.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just so I knew what to do. And I took one of the pieces of advice, and I completely regret it. You told me to bring the tablets for the water.
Uh-huh.
And you didn't do it?
So those tablets were so disgusting.
They suck.
Like that.
You'd rather water. Is that what it is?
The tablets suck, but if you run out of water, it's better than, in my opinion, better than drinking the water straight from the stream.
Yeah, I guess so. But it was, I kid. Anyway, so we did the Ape Cache thing in the Intervalos Park. We went to Iguazu to do one of the wonders of the world waterfall. It's fantastic. We're done with the Argentina side, and we noticed on the Cachely app,
you know, that little first to find icon
No, you
on
did
one of the
not.
caches there.
You did not. You
Yes.
did not.
So, yes. So my German friends, I was with seven other people. They were like, should we stay at the waterfalls? And let me tell you, this waterfall is I could look at this for hours and hours. And they're like, or do you want to try to do a 5-5 FTF in Brazil?
Oh, her.
So this geocache is right between right between Brazil and Argentina on the bridge of, get this, the Parana River. Okay.
So wait, are you on like a Temple of Doom bridge? Is that kind of bridge?
No, it was like a significant bridge, but you had to kayak to the bridge like a good distance.
It's not high up. It's not high up, is it? So the bridge isn't like super high up. It's low to the ground.
No, it's a high bridge, but we're coming from below.
Okay.
So anyway, we rent kayaks.
Right.
We get in the kayaks and we have to paddle the Parana rivers. And I'm nervous because the guy is like, just don't fall in because there's piranhas in this river.
Just don't fall in.
So,
okay, your piranhas beats my alligators, definitely.
Yeah, right. So we're kayaking there. We get to the bridge or whatever, and keep in mind this cache has been there since May, and it is middle of August, so it's been a while. So we get up there and we think, okay, we get to the bridge and we think the cache is, once the five terrain part is the kayak part.
Uh-huh.
We get to it and we find out that over the last 3 months the river has dropped 14 feet, and and the cache is 14 feet off the water, at least 14 feet, maybe probably more.
Okay.
So I see the cache. It's a magnetic thing attached to the bridge. I see the cache, and I immediately say, DNF. There's no way. There's no way I'm going to stand on this kayak with my paddle and try to knock this thing off.
Hell no. Yeah.
Besides,
it's standing up.
If we knock it off, it's going to end up in the water.
Right.
But let me tell you, my German friends were persistent, and so we held her kayak.
Oh my God.
We held her kayak. She's trying to keep it steady, and she has the end of her paddle and trying to knock this cache off. And sure enough, after probably 10 minutes of trying to knock it off, it falls right into the boat.
Oh.
Wow. How do you get it back up there? No offense. I'm curious about how you got back up there.
Well, we had to push it back. It was a pretty good magnet, so we had to push it back up there with the paddle.
Wow. That's
crazy.
That's insane, dude.
Yep.
And
I never thought that would happen.
And if I remember, that's a fantastic story, dude. That the Piranha River right there is insane. That would have done it right there. Because you know what? I've owned piranhas in my life. I went to the fish tank with piranhas, and I've seen what they do, and it's not pretty at all.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, this was during the 90s, during my dark period. I owned piranha.
The piranha years.
The piranha years. This is the years I wasn't going to school or anything, just working and being dark and morose. So you've also rappelled, if I remember correctly, have you not?
Yes, I have rappelled, and I tell you that is I don't know if you've ever rappelled or any of you have. It's an uneasy feeling to just throw a rope around a rock and trust that and just lean backwards.
Trust, yes.
Yeah, doing it Bear Grylls style.
Geocache.
That's interesting. Wow.
Yeah. So I went with an expert. There's a geocacher by the name of Esco Climber. It's his cache. So I was like, hey, I would love to do your cache. And so yeah, it's rappelling down, I think, 60-foot cliff. So something happens, you're dead. But we did it, and Tammy did it too. Can you believe it?
Wow, you're kidding.
Tammy
rappelled as
wife.
Wow.
I believe it.
But it doesn't shock me that she did it.
Yeah, no, I can see it.
But then it doesn't shock me because she's got balls. No, it's not like that. But
yeah.
It doesn't shock me that much that she did it.
Yeah.
I
don't think she even touched the cache though.
I was gonna say,
I don't care about the cache.
Did she sign the cache?
She just wanted to repel. That's all.
Exactly.
Did she enjoy it?
Yeah, she loved it.
Okay, Jesse.
She was nervous.
Jesse, would you repel? Jesse?
Probably not.
No.
No.
Again, when I'm older, when my kids are older.
I don't know. My issue is like the older I get, the more I realize that like I could die and I really don't want to. And like all the fears that come out like as I get older and older, like I won't go on a roller coaster anymore and I won't I don't know. I need to get over it.
Yeah. I don't. I would say I'd repel until you get me on the rock with a rope around my waist and telling me to lean back and step down. Then I might go, hell no, But who knows? Never know. Joshua,
the leaning back part is tough. That's the
definitely.
Part, so.
Joshua, thank you so much, sir. Always a pleasure to hear from you. Good to hear from you. Good to see you back on U.S. soil. It's good to have you back again.
Yeah, it's good to be back. It's good back. If anybody wants to watch that rappel, I actually do have a video of it. So if you just on YouTube search Cliff Geocache or Cliff Geocaching, you can see it.
And we look
in that video, I have a beard.
Oh my God,
that's exciting.
You have a beard.
Yeah, in that video,
going all mountain man on us.
Joshua, I'm going to call you.
Yeah,
I'm going to call you soon. I have a question for you. Totally un-geocaching related.
Okay.
So we'll talk soon. All right. Be good. We'll talk soon. Thank you for calling in, sir. Appreciate it.
Thanks, gang. Bye.
Talk to you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Chad.
Uh-huh.
I have got Cash Line on the line, but I'm holding off. Cash Line, you got to wait because I have one more because I know. So you got to wait. I have got Confused Zombie out of Kentucky on the line. Hello, Confused Zombie. Hello, sir.
Hi, thanks for having me.
You are living in Hawaii? Is that? I already hate you. Are you really living in Hawaii?
I am. I am living in Hawaii.
Okay. Are you an Army guy, or you just say screw the U.S. I'm going to live in Hawaii?
No, I'm a Navy guy. So
okay. All right. So it's a. First of all, thank you for
your service.
Your service, appreciate it. So you're not living there full time. You're there for a little bit, and then you'll come back, kind of thing.
Yeah, I'm here for a few years and I'll be back.
Okay. All right. So you got a couple of stories. So let me hear what you got. Let me hear your extreme geocaching story.
So I'm from a small town called Gent, Kentucky. So around that area, there's not any geocaches when I first started. So I'd always look away from there. And then I found a multi, and it was right outside of Cincinnati. And it was called Pit to Hell.
Pit to Hell. Okay.
So yeah, Pit to Hell. So I don't have the GC. I was trying to look it up. So it said you couldn't do it by yourself. And I said, well, okay, I don't have a lot of geocaching friends because I kind of just started. So I got a couple of friends at college at the time. I was like, hey guys, you guys want to go for a hike? And they were like, oh yeah, sure.
to the pit to hell.
Yeah. So, and then I explained to them after they got in the car, like, hey, we're going to a thing called Pit to Hell. So and they're like, oh, great. Thanks. So the concept is it's a drainage tunnel. It's about 8 by 12. Mm-hmm. So once you get there, you use an easement to get into the tunnel. And once you're in, it's pitch black. Mm-hmm. So you don't see anything. So you're all headlamps, and then you quickly realize that now you're standing in about shin deep water.
Right. Sure.
So now you're just thinking about like, is there rats in here?
Right.
Just all kinds of things going through your head. Like, okay, what's in there? So you get to where it originally takes you, and then you realize the guy had used the drain off into the main tunnel to hide the multi-cache. So it's about 3 feet wide total.
Oh.
So you have to climb up it about 10 feet. The guys I had with me are all bigger guys. So, and they weren't there just for the geocache. They were just there because I brought them along.
Making them go with
like,
you.
what the hell are you doing, dude?
Yeah,
this is the game you're playing.
So they laugh and they're like, "We're not going in there." They smile. They're like, "Good luck."
Good night on you.
They were really quick to push my feet in, though. At that point, so I climb up about 2 of those tunnels. And find, it gives you a picture of the next tunnel that you got to climb up. Well, I climb up the next tunnel, the 3rd tunnel, and there's no picture. There's nothing there. Uh-huh. So then I track around and I climb up 2 more tunnels trying to look for this, for the multi. And I guess it washed down and washed out. So I'm pretty bummed about it because now my buddies are all wet. They're all muddy. It's dark. They don't know what they're doing. So we just happen to be looking around with the lamp, and there's like a old rusty ladder hanging down from the top, right? And lo and behold, there was another part of the multi. So I get raised up to that one. It tells me, go here. It's another platform that's another 10 feet in the air. So now we're standing in water trying to lift each other up onto the platform.
How deep are these tunnels?
Jeez.
I mean, it goes for a long ways. It's like, it's a long tunnel at this point.
Right.
And we finally get to the multi, and you climb through a tunnel about 10 feet, and then you land into an area that's about 2 by 2, maybe 3 by 3, and it's at the very top, but it's 12 feet up. So I jumped down into this. I was like, there's no way I can get this. There's no way.
Uh-huh.
So I got a buddy. The smaller of my 3 buddies that went with me is claustrophobic. So I will bribe him. I won't say how I bribed him, but I bribed him to get through the tunnel so he could get in there and lift me up to finally get the cash. So it was a great experience.
Wow. That's still accurate?
I'm looking at it. I did find it
on it, so
Jesse,
it's not active.
Jesse, you found it?
Yeah, here's the juicy. 269 F as in Frank 5. And it is archived, but just scrolling through the pictures, it looks like quite an adventure.
And it's in Ohio? Is that where? Right in Ohio?
In Ohio.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and tell me about the Voodoo Death March in Kentucky.
Yeah, so I'll be quick about the Voodoo Death March. I mean, it's in the name. So you walk down a bunch of hills and up a bunch of hills, down a bunch of hills, up a bunch of hills. But it's a multi, and every multi you have to climb a tree. And the tree might be really high up in the tree, or it might be a tree falling between trees to climb up to. Uh-huh. But you're tired from walking up and down these. At one point, it's kind of shoved in the end of a tree, which we thought was going to be an easy one. And then the whole tree's hollow. So then we knocked it down into the tree.
Oh, no.
So then we're already tired from doing multiple tree climbs. So we had to eventually dig it out. And then the final, it was actually chained to a tree and thrown over like a cliffside. It's about 50-foot drop. So you're pulling this chain up to get this geocache, and actually in it was some pretty cool stuff. What I wound up taking was a mask that was made in Brazil. It was a paper mache mask that had been made in Brazil. So it was pretty cool.
Right.
But none of those were 5.5s, believe it or not.
Oh, come on.
No, this one, the Voodoo Death March, the GC on that is 26, K as in kite, Q as in queen, J as in Jesse. That's me. And that one's a 3.5, 4.5. And the Pit to Hell, let me get back. Really? Pit to Hell is a 4.5.
Wow.
Wow.
That's ridiculous.
I'm looking at that, and that definitely beats any sewer cache that I've ever done. I mean, that thing's got a lot of traveling to do through various tunnels. I mean, that's scary.
Does Voodoo Death March, is that still around? Is that one still active?
That one's archived too.
They're all archived, really? That's a shame.
Yeah, it's a shame.
Oh. Well,
I wanted to say that I just started listening to you guys. I just started doing podcasts, listening to podcasts, and on my drive to work, because I just got tired of hearing the radio. So I said, well, I like the geocache, so why see if there's a podcast about it? And then I found your podcast about 2 weeks ago, and I've just been catching up listening to you guys. And I finally got off work in time to kind of call in and
hey, man, we appreciate
what you guys are doing.
Thank you for calling in. Hey, man, thank you for listening. Thank you for calling in. It's always amazing. It's like a whole world opens up when you hear you can hear other people do this and actually talk about it. There's a bunch of great podcasts out there too. We're not the only bunch of good ones out there. So,
if you ever make it out to Hawaii, just remember their rating system is really low for what you got to do, and you'll be hiking along ridge edges for miles in the heat, and to get like a 3.3. So,
right. Well, that's what I said. Yeah, it varies from place to place. Absolutely.
All right.
So, hey, man, thank you for your service and thank you for calling in, man. Appreciate it very, very much. And thank
you for having me on the.
We all hate you. We all hate you for living in Hawaii. Everybody listening to the show hates you right now. So, thank you so much.
All right, thank you. Appreciate it.
Talk to you soon. Thank you so much, sir. Bye-bye.
All right, bye.
All right, Chad. So that's crazy. That's an interesting story. We've got I'm gonna bring in, hold on, I'm gonna bring him in. We got Jeff from Cache Line. Hello, sir. How are you?
Hello, how's it going?
Good. How are you doing, sir?
I'm good. How are you?
Finally back in Canada?
Yes.
Weren't you like far away?
Yeah, about was it over 5,000 kilometers? I think 7,000 kilometers from home. Scotland, UK.
We're American. I don't know what kilometers.
I'm asking the Google.
It's just
1,000 kilometers.
Divide by 1.6.
Dude, I'm American. I don't know how far that is.
3,700 miles.
Okay.
There you go. There you go.
So I saw you were in England.
Yes, that was the latter part of my trip. Yeah.
Yes. So you had a good trip. You had fun? You had fun?
Oh, yes, definitely. That was, I don't want to say once in a lifetime, but it could be. I'd love to get back there again, but it's not cheap.
So. And so tell me you've done a 5.5 or rather an extreme geocache.
Oh, yes, a few.
Okay.
You were talking about storm drain caches. We actually have a couple of series of those in my hometown and a town about 40 miles away. And like underground
24 miles.
There you go. Storm drain series underground. And recently somebody in my city published a challenge to find I can't remember the exact one, but basically to find a whole bunch of storm drain may require waiting caches within my county. And so that's a fun challenge.
Wow,
sweet.
So the main one that I want to talk about was the one in Scotland, Britain's highest geocache. And that is at the summit of Ben Nevis. There's a thing about climbing hills.
I hate it. I can't stand it.
Yeah. So in Scotland, I mean, they've got what they call bens. So like a mountain is a ben. Ben is another word for mountain. And so all of those, if you look at the map, you look at the terrain, you've got like the Scottish Highlands and everything, and all those peaks, they're all ben everything. So Ben Nevis is the highest peak, the highest summit in Scotland and all of UK. And there's a geocache there.
Sure.
It is, of course, a 5.5. Let me just double check that. That was
4.5.
4.5.
Yes, 4.5, 5. There's 3 caches up there. 4.5, 5 for the physical. 5.5 is the virtual, and the 4.5 is the Earth cache. And oh man, it's just fantastic. And when I was there, to make it even better, there's one guy, Hill Gorilla. He likes to climb and run and do all these hills for fun, And
Gorilla.
yeah, and he decided to publish a breakfast event for the day that I'd planned to climb the mountain at 7:30 in the morning at the top of the highest mountain in the UK.
Oh god.
Oh my gosh.
And of course, it was a 5-1. 1-5. One difficulty. Events have to be one difficulty. 1-5. So that's yeah. 4 different 5 terrain caches in one visit.
So how long was the trail? Like how long did it take you to get to the top?
Well, the route, there's a couple of different routes you can start off from, but the distance from the trailhead to the summit was about 7 kilometers. Wow. With like an ascent of 1,300 meters or 4,400 feet, I think it is.
Thank you.
Wow.
And yeah, so they kind of estimate 3.5 to 5 hours on average for people to do the ascent. And I managed to get in just over 4 hours. But I was kind of stopping and taking photos and videos and everything. But
sure,
it's, the Scots, they call them hills. There are people.
Then. I mean, yeah, it is.
Yeah. And so there are people that hike them, that jog them, that run them for fun. Like,
right.
we went up early morning and there was barely anybody on the trails. And on coming back, there was people everywhere. They were all climbing. I don't know how many were aiming to get to the summit, but I mean, everybody was on the trails. And we passed runners. Like we packed for climbing a mountain. We've got a backpack, we've got all this gear and everything all prepared. And these guys running are like just in shorts and t-shirt, tights, maybe a little thing of water on their back, and that's it.
Like,
and they do
they grew up with it. To them, that's normal.
right.
Like
it's like part of their culture,
right?
and
adjusted to it.
And I think the record they said was about an hour and a half to do the ascent to Ben Nevis.
Wow,
that's just nuts.
Jesse and I recently did. What was the hill we just climbed? Jesse? That hill we just climbed. That's nothing compared to what you did.
We live in Illinois. Like, we're not supposed to have hills, and we go to it was the are you talking about the challenge, Scott?
Yeah.
It was the final to the challenge to all the counties in Illinois. So we qualified last year finally, and so we finally went out and got it. So we park at the top, and I look down, and I'm like, oh, we have to go way down there. It's like 350 feet, like straight down. There's a hill. So getting down,
we got to come back up.
Yeah, right. We're like sliding down to get down. That's no problem. But then, we have to get back up, and
up just sucked.
Like I'm in pretty good shape, and I get to the top, and Scott looks at me and goes, "Oh my God, you're breathing heavy." Like,
because I've never seen her breathe heavy.
Yeah, that was a hill.
I'm like sweating and and she's like little sweat bead, and she's a little heavy. I'm like, look at you. You had to work. Your heart rate actually went up for a change.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, and that's like the other thing about this. It's like with this mountain, it's all uphill. Like there's a couple of spots where it might kind of teeter out a bit, but it's still slight incline, and then it goes up again. So there's really no rest from climbing, from stairs,
Right.
And, yeah.
God, how bad were your legs hurting, man?
It actually wasn't so bad. I mean, because so Ben Nevis is the highest peak in the UK, but there's also Scotland's first geocache, and that one's about halfway up another mountain called Ben More, and we kind of thought that might be an easier one because it's not as high, it's not as long, but everybody started telling us that anybody who's done both of these mountains has consistently said that Ben More is more difficult, and that kind of is true. We kind of set out, and I think the average incline was probably 40 degrees or so, something like that, and it's nonstop. That first geocache isn't on a trail. Like there's a trail that goes up to the peak, but it's kind of on the side, so you have to go off trail. So it's all grass and like ankle to knee high grass. There's little cracks and crevices where you can hear the spring and water trickling down. So you've got to watch your footing. There's stones, but it's a rough terrain and all uphill and climbing, like stair type climbing.
Yeah, work at it. You can't just walk.
So have you done GCD?
I have, and that was another one.
and how does this compare to GCD? Because I've done GCD twice.
Yeah.
And to me, I'm huffing and puffing going up to GCD.
Yeah. That was the first one. That was the first significant hill or mountain that I've done. And I was just looking at the stats for that. That's about 590 meters over 3 kilometers. So that I think when I first looked at that one is a great, a steeper incline over a very short distance, and it's very windy.
Right.
I think the trail is fairly well defined from what I recall.
Yeah.
But the views off the side of that mountain are just fantastic. Rainier in the distance there.
And I had people jogging past me going up it too, and I'm like, what in the hell?
But were they wearing a geocaching backpack? Come on. Were you wearing a backpack?
Yeah.
Yes, I was.
I would say the regional climate makes a big difference as well. Because I think with that one, the biggest effect was the fact that it was really hot. Like we did it in summer because we were there for the ground speak, the block party, and all that. But so the heat, you really need to come with a lot of water for that one because it's you lose so much. You're drinking a lot, and you're using so much energy with that incline. But it's not as high an ascent or trail distance from parking to get there.
Right.
So and then there was another one that I did in Iceland, which was about a kilometer ascent, so about 1,000 meters over 8 kilometers, so longer and stretched out, but
more flat.
Yeah, so that started out really flat with a very slow incline, and then really shot up at the end. And plus, that was November, so the climate there was very. I wouldn't say freezing winter cold, but in that beginning stages, right? So you're dressed up in heavier clothes. You've got water that would still freeze in your backpack if you let it get too cold. So the surrounding experience for climbing a mountain or a very large hill really depends on the regional climate and what that weather is like as well.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. Well, hey, I'm going to give you 10 seconds to pimp your stuff. Go ahead. I'll give you 10 seconds. Go.
To pimp my stuff?
Yeah, to pimp your stuff. Go ahead.
Catch the Line. Yeah, that's my channel, and there's going to be a whole bunch of videos coming up for that whole Scotland, UK trip, including the 2 mountain climbs, so Ben Nevis and Ben Moore, and what else? Yeah, a whole bunch of other really fun stuff over in Scotland. So many people, awesome people. UK vloggers. Those guys are so much fun. Got to do another one of, if you know Geo Paul, his cache was an old war bunker, so I managed to meet up with him, and we did that together. He did a little maintenance on that, which was really not much at all because it was in good condition. But it was an awesome time, and I'm so glad to have had that experience. And I went with an awesome group of friends, which obviously makes a huge difference. Everybody can contest to the fact that geocaching with friends is really the thing that makes it a worthwhile hobby and activity.
Sure, absolutely. All right, Jeff, thank you so much for calling in today. I appreciate you.
Thank you for having me.
Catch the Line on YouTube, guys. Follow Jeff. We'll talk to you soon. Thank you, sir, so much.
See ya.
All right, Chad.
All right.
It is 9:38 here, so it is past our bedtime here. So we're gonna wrap this show up. So we had a good show here. We got everything here. I mean, if we're talking like the different kinds of extreme caching, I mean, we talked about tree climbing, we talked about rappelling, we talked about tunnels, and we talked about scuba, and we talked about hiking up high places. I mean, that's pretty good, man. We did. It was urban structure climb, stuff like that, rock climbing. I know you had some kayaking and canoeing. We talked about kayaking.
So night caching in the woods. So, and I'm talking non-trail woods. One of the most scariest caching experiences I've ever had, believe it or not.
No, I believe it. So, everybody who called in, thank you so much. I love when we do a good discussion show like this, and people call in. It makes the show so much better. And I think people appreciate it. Hearing geocaching stories is what this game is all about. Aside from doing it, hearing stories from other people who do it, and that's one of the reasons why we have a call-in show for stuff like this. We love it. Next week, Chad.
Mm-hmm.
Next week's show, Chad, we have got mentoring new geocachers.
Ooh.
You know, we all are noobs in this game, and sometimes you get help. I got help. I know I had I See It, who helped me and taught me the ways of caching. And most people try. Most people do. Some people don't. But makes it a lot easier when you do. You know, when showing you how it works and all that.
I provided mentorship, but I really didn't have. I probably had about 50 caches in before I got a little bit of mentorship.
Oh, well, that's good. At least you finally got some. That's good. So we're going to talk all about that next week, guys. You got something to add to it? You give us a call 808-468-7924 next week. Mentoring new geocachers. That's the topic for next week. Chad, thank you so much, sir. Jesse, way to screen those calls, babe. A lot came in today. Good job. You actually had to work at it today.
That was a lot of work. I'm going to have to go back and listen to the show because I missed so much of it.
It was good. There you go. All right, so guys, thank everybody for watching and for listening. And let's close the show here. Please join us again next week as we take your calls live every Wednesday night at 9:30 Eastern, 8:30 Central, right here at the Geocaching Podcast. The archive video versions of our podcasts are available on our website or on our YouTube channel, and the audio versions are available on most of your favorite podcatchers. If you'd like the show, please head on over to Apple iTunes and rate, review, and subscribe. We'd really appreciate it, and it really helps the show when you do. If you prefer to watch the show, please subscribe to the show on YouTube, and don't forget you got to click that bell to get notified when we go live. Be sure to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter for updates on upcoming shows and general geocaching information. And hey, if you haven't already, please consider being a patron of our show. With tiers starting as low as $3, you get a ton, and I mean a ton, of additional information, extra videos, extra audio, only available to our patron members. Please head on over to patreon.com today and subscribe. That's patreon.com/The Geocaching Podcast. Thanks once again to our sponsors, Cachly, Logwork, FTF Geocacher Magazine, the Max Odds Body Company, Practical Geocaching, PathTags.com, and ArtEd Crafted. Just visit our sponsors, and when you make a purchase, you tell them the GCPC sent you. That's all we got this week, so we'll talk to you next week, talking geocaching, taking your phone calls. In the meantime, be good, be safe, hug your loved ones, and we will talk to you guys next week. Whoa, we are clear.
Wow, great show.
Just
That was
like
a lot of fun.
getting it in there right at the end. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching tonight. And thank you, anybody who called in. Thank you for calling in. Loved hearing your stories. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Next week, guys, mentoring new geocachers. So we'll talk to you guys next week. Thank you so much.